Wine. Mr. Han, send the other applicant. Mr. Han. Yes, ma'am. Lee Wine is the CEO of one of the top most tech companies of Asia and is praised by everyone for her work ethics and intelligence. Her company, Lee Technologies, are topping the market charts from decades under her father's supervision and now under hers. In work, she is just like her father. No comparisons with her work, a woman with a fierce and intelligent mind, but her heart is just like her mom, soft and filled with love for her people. Knock. May I come in? Ryan. Yes, please. She said and looked ahead to see a tall and handsome man entering her cabin with a file in his hand. He was dressed in a black coat with a white shirt, making him look like he is overly qualified to be called as most handsome man on earth. She was looking at him as if she was lost in his features, but then she saw him sitting on the chair in front of her, making her come out of her thoughts, and she decided to focus on her work only for now and picked his resume to check his info. Fine. Tell me about yourself, mister. My name is Kim Taehyung. I was born and brought up in Bisondong, Daegu, and I moved to Seoul a few years ago to work for my passion. Wine. Well, looking at your info, you seem more qualified to work with a gaming company. Why do you want to work with us instead? Taehyung. I'm not going to work under a gaming company because I want to build one myself. Wine. Oh, impressive. Then why are you here for this job? Taehyung. I love to create games, and because of that I'm great with tech also, so I'm a good candidate for this job. And about why I want this job, it is because I don't come from a well-to-do family, so to finance my dream I must work. Ryan. Interesting. You do have a good qualification to work as a secretary here. We'll reach out to you if you are selected. Taehyung. Thank you, ma'am. Ryan nodded while unknowingly smiling towards him and forwarded her hand towards him for a handshake, which he also accepted gladly. Taehyung was in his room working on some software when he received a mail. He quickly checked it and saw the Lee Technologies had appointed him on the job. He quickly got up from his bed in excitement and started jumping happily. Taehyung POV. Finally, I got a job. Oh God, I can finally be able to pay my bills and start working on my gaming interface. I am so happy. I should tell Yoma about this. Yes, let's give her a call. On the phone, Taehyung. Hello, Amma. Mrs. Kim. Hello, my sweetheart. How are you doing? Do you need some money, my child? I'll send you some from my savings. Don't worry. Taehyung. Amma, I don't need any money. Calm down. I called you for a good news. Mrs. Kim. What is it, sweetheart? Taehyung. Mama, I got a job as the secretary of Lee Technologies. Now I can work on my projects. Mrs. Kim. Sweetheart, this is a great news. I'm so happy for you. Taehyung. Where is Appa? Mrs. Kim. He is in bathroom right now. But don't worry, I'll tell him. He will be really happy for you. Taehyung. I know. Okay, bye, Emma. Take care, Mrs. Kim. Bye, my child. Ryan was at the dining table with her mom and dad eating in silence when her dad started a conversation, making her shift all her attention towards her dad. Mr. Lee. Ryan, did you appoint your new secretary? How did the interview go? Ryan. It was pretty good, Dad, and I did appoint one of the candidates already. She smiled, remembering about the gentleman she met in the interview, which her mother noticed and asked her, making Ryan blush. Mrs. Lee. Baba, why are you smiling suddenly? May we know the reason? Ryan. Mama, no, nothing. I just remembered a joke, that's it. Mr. Lee. That's okay. Now finish your food and take some rest. You have a lot of work tomorrow. Fine. Yes, Dad. Wine POV. I entered my cabin after greeting my employees in the hallway. Just encountered a scene that made my heart beat like a drum. I myself don't know what is happening to me. It is as if I forget about the whole world when I look at this man, my new secretary. He was standing beside my desk while checking his iPad. I cleared my throat a little, gained his attention, and he quickly got alerted, seeing me in the cabin, and bowed a little towards me. I also did the same and went towards my seat to act professional, not to make him feel that I'm some kind of creep who is just staring at him. Taehyung, ma'am, you have a meeting today. I have mailed you the details and just wait for some time till I bring your coffee for you. Fine. Thank you, Mr. Kim. Please don't put any sugar in the coffee. Taehyung POV. I nodded to her request and went outside to get her coffee. I was walking towards the coffee machine when I bumped into someone. He was not paying attention to his way, so he accidentally bumped into me and started apologizing. I'm really sorry, man. Actually, I'm a little late today, so I was in a hurry. Taehyung, it's okay, I said and left to do my work. After some time, I grabbed the coffee mug and entered Miss Lee's cabin and saw she was massaging her head while leaning against her chair. I suddenly started getting a little worried for her. I don't know why. I quickly went towards her table and kept her coffee on the table. She looked at me and smiled before thanking me for the coffee. Should I get some medicine for you, ma'am? I asked her cause I was not liking to see her in pain. Fine. Thanks for your concern, Mr. Kim, but it's okay. This coffee will help a lot, thank you. Taehyung, if you need anything, please let me know. He said, and she nodded, making him relieved a bit. He then left her cabin to do his work. He sat on his desk, which was just outside her cabin, from where he can see her working through the glass door and vice versa. Wine POV. Taehyung left my cabin and sat on his desk. Although I can see him from here, but still I want to be as close to him as possible. I myself don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like I'm falling for my new secretary. Taehyung entered the cafeteria in the lunchtime to get something to eat. He sat on a table, and before he could start eating, the guy he bumped into earlier came and sat beside him while smiling. Hello, we met earlier, remember? Taehyung. Yes, I do. Excellent. By the way, my name is Park Jimin. I am the department head here. If you need anything here, tell me. I'll do for you. And yeah, always remember to be respectful towards me. I'm our boss's best friend, so you can get into trouble if I don't like you. He was talking in an authoritative tone, trying to make Taehyung scared, but he flinched when he heard a voice behind him. Are you threatening him by using my name, Jimin? Jimin. Wyan, you here? Come sit. Wyan sat in front of both Taehyung and Jimin while glaring at Jimin, who was gulping hard because he knows how cold she acts in office premises. Wyan, you didn't answer my question, Jimin. Jimin, what question? About threatening? No, Wyan, I was just asking him if he wants to be my friend. That's it, isn't it, Mr. Taehyung? It's Kim Taehyung. And yeah, ma'am, Mr. Park was just asking me for friendship, he said, making Jimin sigh and mentally thank Taehyung that he saved him today. Wyan, okay, then it's okay, she said and smiled towards Taehyung, making Jimin shocked to see her smiling, that too in office. Jimin, Wyan, you're smiling? Wyan, why? Am I not allowed to? Jimin, I didn't say that. Okay, leave it. But what are you doing here? You never come to canteen, he said, eyeing her suspiciously, trying to find the reason. Fine. I was just hungry, so I came to eat and then saw you here, so I thought we'll eat together. She said, trying to make her lie sound as convincing as possible, but Jimin didn't believe her completely, cause he knows her since their elementary school, so he can tell of tell if she is lying or not just by her body language. Jimin, let's leave this for now. You wait, I'll get food for both of us. He left, leaving Wine and Taehyung alone on the table. Wine glanced at Taehyung and saw him already staring at her, which made her cheeks burn. Taehyung also looked towards his plate after getting caught by Wine. He quietly took a bit of his burger, trying to get busy till Jimin comes back. Just then, Wine's stomach growled, making her widen her eyes in embarrassment. Taehyung looked at her concerned, thinking how could he eat before her when she is hungry. He quickly offered his burger to her, forgetting that he already took a bite of it. Wine looked at the burger while her cheeks were red like a tomato. Taehyung also looked at the burger, realizing that he has already took a bite of his burger. Taehyung, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I have already. He was getting panicked but stopped when he saw Wine taking a bite of his burger. He looked at her shocked. Wine, it is okay, Mr. Kim. I'm really hungry, so I'll eat this one. You can eat mine, she said while food was still in her mouth, making her sound like a baby. Taehyung chuckled, looking at her while all this was getting monitored by someone a little far from them. Jimin POV. I knew something was fishy. Otherwise, fine and in canteen? Never. I think there is something going on between these two, he said and went towards them with the food and sat there with them and started talking like he didn't saw anything. A few days later, Wine POV. Ah, I'm so tired. I think it's late. I should leave for home now. I got up from my seat, took my coat and opened my cabin door only to see Taehyung still at his desktop working. I have seen all these days that he works really hard every day. In the day he works as the best secretary ever, and after office hours he works on his gaming programs. He had some problem with his system at home, so I told him to use his desk for his programming. All his hard work he was doing for his dream was making me fall for him more and more. His passion for his dream was making me his fan. I was staring at him, working with full concentration while smiling when he looked up from his computer screen and saw me looking at him. He looked at my eyes, making me drown in his ones. Taehyung POV. I was working on my game, getting tired of this one code that just didn't want to work. I don't even know what time it is. I decided to take a little break to freshen up my mind and looked towards Wine's cabin. But to my surprise, she was already outside, staring at me. My eyes traveled from her beautiful face to her ocean-like deep eyes. I just want this moment to never end. From the past few days, I don't even know if I still own my heart or not. I always went to check upon her or to see if she is alright, and I don't know why, but my heart just starts paining if I see her in pain. I was lost in her eyes when she cleared her throat, looking here and there, making me come out of my thoughts also. I quickly got up from my seat and bowed at her, making her upset once again. She has told me many times that she does not want me to do all these formalities with her, but I just can't stop all this abruptly. Wine. Why, I have already told you, Mr. Kim, to not feel pommel when we are alone. Taehyung, sorry, Miss Wine, but it's just I forget. Wine, it's okay, but please remember from now on. Taehyung, okay, Miss Wine, don't worry. He said while smiling, making her smile also. Wine, by the way, why are you looking a little tense? Haven't you finished your work till now? Taehyung, no need to worry, it's just a little issue in some coding. Wine, you should have told. Maybe I can help you, she said and sat on his computer chair after passing in front of him, asking him to open his desktop for her. He got close to her from behind while typing on his keyboard. Wine could smell his intoxicating musk smell, making her crazy, while he was literally inches away from her. He opened his desktop and she started looking at his coding interface, trying to understand the problem. Wine, here, it's done, she said while smiling towards him, making him also look at the results while smiling, thinking he can finally go home now. Taehyung, you are great at this. Wine, well, I'm a tech company CEO, so this much I can do easily. Taehyung, yeah. Wine, okay, let's leave now. We have a lot of work tomorrow. Taehyung nodded and they both headed towards outside, and Taehyung accompanied Wine till the building's parking lot, thinking to call a cab for him after making sure she got in her car safely. Taehyung, okay, Miss Wine, I'll leave now. Wine, where's your car, Mr. Kim? Taehyung, I don't have a car yet. Wine, how will you go home then? Taehyung, I'll book a cab, it's okay. Wine, no, the cab will take a lot of time. Come, I'll drop you. Taehyung, it's okay, Miss Wine. You don't need to. Wine cutted him in between, not letting him complete his sentence. Wine, come on, Mr. Kim. I'll drop you. By this means I'll have some coffee at your house. She deliberately added the coffee part, knowing that he can't refuse her now that she wanted to have a coffee at his house. Taehyung and Wine got in the backseat of the car, and Wine told her driver his address. After some time, they reached his house, and Wine got off her car after Taehyung, and he came in front of her to take her to his little rented apartment. He entered inside, followed by Wine. Taehyung, Miss Wine, please sit here. Wine, we're not in the office, Mr. Kim. You can call me Wine. Taehyung, okay, but then you'll also have to call me Taehyung instead of Mr. Kim. Wine chuckled. Okay. He then went towards his kitchen to make some coffee for her and grab some snacks for her. In the meantime, Wine sat there looking around his small but really well organized apartment. After some time, Taehyung came back with a tray in his hand containing 2 coffee cups and some snacks. He placed it on the table in front of her and sat beside her in another chair. Wine smiled at him and took the coffee cup from the tray, but her eyes fell on a little, almost invisible crack on the cup, and she quietly placed it back on the table, trying to not make Taehyung notice. She instead took some snacks and ate them while Taehyung sipped on his coffee and was about to tell her to drink hers also, but stopped when he noticed her getting nervous looking at the cup, and also noticed the not so significant crack on the cup. Just then, Wine got a call from her driver telling her that they are getting late. Wine, thank you, Mr. Kim. I mean, Taehyung, for the coffee, but I'm getting late. See you tomorrow. With that, she left after bidding him bye. Wine came to her house and dropped herself on her bed while sulking. Wine POV. Wine, you must have felt sad when I didn't drink that coffee. I should have at least tried a little. I hate myself. What will he think about me now? She continued to sulk in her bed, thinking about the earlier incident. Wine POV. I came downstairs to eat my breakfast and went straight to the dining room. I saw my mom was telling our cook to change the dining set. Mrs. Lee, Hanjin, change this dining set quickly. You know now, Wine and her dad don't like if the dishes have any crack. The cook nodded and was about to take the dishes away when Wine stopped him. Wine, no uncle, wait. I want to try to drink my coffee in that cup. Mrs. Lee, but Baba, it's old. You don't need to. Wine, no mom, it's okay. I want to try. Wine sat on her dining chair and filled the cup with some coffee. She closed her eyes and was about to drink from it when someone took the cup from her, making her open her eyes. Wine, Dad? Mr. Lee, take these useless dishes away from my daughter, he said angrily, looking at the cook and then looked at Mrs. Lee. Mr. Lee, she is a kid. But why did you let her even try to drink from this filthy old cup? Why? Dad, Mom didn't do anything. I I just wanted to try. Mr. Lee, you don't need to do it, Baba. I have done all the hard work in my life just for you, my princess. You don't have to care about these dirty things. Wine looked down and nodded, not trying to take this matter any further, because she knows that her father will always do what he wants. Taehyung POV. I am here in a grocery store to buy a chocolate for Wine, cause I once saw her eating one. I am such a fool. Yesterday she came to my house first time and I did that cup thing. That was so embarrassing. No worries, I'll give this chocolate to her today and make up for my clumsy mistakes. I reached the office and directly went to her cabin to meet her first. I opened the door while smiling, but my smile faded when I saw another man there with a big bouquet of red roses in her cabin.